Welcome back. So now that you've gotten clarity, you've spent the time figuring out what are your top five values, we move on to the second component of this alignment structure of a healthy self esteem. So, when creating a healthy self esteem, you need to have clarity about your values and there needs to be alignment between your choices and your values. Okay. So, living in alignment, another way to talk about that is living in integrity. My choices are correct or are in alignment with my values. So, you are making choices based on who you are and what you value, not on how you're treated by other people or on what you hope to get in return from other people based on your choices. So we're really honing in on that compass. From what place do I make my choices? Okay. You cannot, you cannot have a healthy self-esteem when you are out of alignment. You can't feel good about yourself. You can't see yourself with a healthy perspective when your choices don't match your values. It's not possible. So this is really critical. Let's use the simple example of kindness. Let's say that one of your top five values is kindness. So you treat others with a lack of kindness, either in your thoughts or in your actions. For me, I can certainly struggle with this at times when I'm driving, in how I'm reacting, what I'm thinking about other drivers. And I can tell you, I don't feel good afterwards. I do not feel good. It's because I'm out of alignment, certainly out of alignment if I value kindness. My choices don't match, and therefore it impacts how I see myself, how I feel about myself. This is also true when we treat ourselves with a lack of kindness, if we have the value of kindness. And we're unkind in how we treat ourselves, what we think about ourselves, what we say about ourselves. Again, you want to start noticing, how does it feel? And this comes back to, right, the emotion work that we've been doing, being aware of, being curious about your emotions. How does it feel when you're making choices? So your choices and values have to be in alignment. And the more they're in alignment, again, none of us is perfect, but the more they're in alignment, the healthier your self-esteem is going to be. Okay. So let's just pause for a second, because what we've been learning over the last few weeks, it's building on each other. It's supporting one another. So let's consider how the what we've been learning impacts this idea of alignment between choice and values. So first of all, we're talking about an internal focus. Our identity is self-reflected, not other-reflected. So you're in tune with, you're aware of what you value. Emotions. So we've been talking about how critical it is that you allow yourself to experience your emotions. You notice them. You get curious about why they're showing up. One of the significant reasons you have emotions is it for it to give you information about the choices you're making. So pay attention and use what you're learning from your emotions to help you become more in alignment between your choices and your values. So the emotions really support this. And compassion. When you recognize that you're out of alignment, respond to yourself with compassion rather than criticism. Compassion is what allows you to learn and decide to try things differently. Criticism will have you moving away from the experience. So it's important to remember, when you notice you're out of alignment, and you're going to notice you're out of alignment, respond to yourself with compassion. All right, so we're going to put this into practice. So I want you to take 5 minutes, 5 minutes for each of your top 5 values. And I want you to journal about your current alignment. So think about the last week. With each of those values, I want you to go through your week and consider, where have my choices been in alignment with this value? Again, if we're using the example of kindness, during the last week, where have my choices been in alignment with my value of kindness? And where have my choices been out of alignment with my value of kindness? So take 5 minutes to journal about each of those top 5 values. So this will take you about 25 or 30 minutes. And then secondly, after you've done this journaling exercise, I want you to identify one way. Only one way. One way that you're going to focus on this next week, bringing your choices into more alignment with your values. Again, the purpose of this is, in creating a healthy self-esteem, our choices have to align with our values. When they don't, we will not feel good about ourselves. We will struggle to see ourselves in a positive way. So this is critical. Choices aligning with values. And the more you do this, the healthier your self-esteem is going to be, and the more positively you're going to see and feel about yourself. I will talk with you in the coaching call.